Folks, if you listen to this show, you know that I am obsessed with Me Undies. I now have like 5 pairs, and they are my favorite underwear I own. So, right now, as a listener of So Bad It's Good, you can get cozy and spooky for less with deals up to 50% off at meundies.com/sobad and enter promo code SOBAD. That's meundies.com/sobad, promo code SOBAD for up to 50% off. MeUndies, comfort that's made for fall. Folks, welcome back to So Bad It's Good. We just had our next guest on a couple of weeks ago, and I had such a good time. You guys loved hearing from her, so let's get her back on immediately. By the way, happy Kins Day, folks. That's because we have the one and only from Tooks Takes, LaKendra Tooks, back with us today. LaKendra, how are you?
Yes. Hello, Ryan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, I'm hanging in. There's a lot of pop culture and Bravo news hitting us because we have like 4 different Housewives franchises on right now. And I thought, no better to speak about this with and the state of Bravo right now than you. Are you exhausted when there are this many shows on the air?
It is. It's like overload. It's a lot. Yeah. But honestly, I love it. I got to imagine this is how maybe some sports fans feel when all their favorite teams are in at the same time. I feel like, woohoo! So, yeah, I love it. I can't get enough. Give me more.
Now, the only show you don't watch is Real Housewives of Orange County. And why is that?
Because the OC ladies were really getting on my nerves. It was taking me back to like Real Housewives of Dallas. I just really, I know how it feels to be the only person of color in the room. I'm often the only person of color, and I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that it's racial with what's going on in OC with Katie. Yeah. I'm just saying it really doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. It looks like all these women are ganging up on Katie, and I don't really think I don't think they have a reason to gang up on her. I don't think she's done anything that bad.
Well, listen, I think she's done bad stuff, but so have all the other ladies. And I think at this point in OC, I'm still watching it. But if you're going to do this storyline and then all of a sudden they dump the storyline, Katie has disappeared now for like 4 episodes. And I'm like, you can't just downshift. And then if you're going to give us like stale Tamra freaking out like we've seen her do every season, it doesn't provide for a fascinating viewing experience.
Right. So it's like, you know what? Right now, I'm busy. My hands are full. I just really, to get my attention right now, Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
So we are knee deep in our football season, but just for Bravo fans.
Yes.
OC, it is what it is. It'll be interesting to see how they finish out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Katie comes back this week on this week's episode.
Oh,
Tamra,
good.
unfortunately, is the person that has reached out to Katie because Tamra always kind of sees the pivot,
That's what, I noticed that just on social media. I'm seeing like Katie rolling with Tamra now. And I'm just like, what is going on, girl? I don't know. But I'm not like
Tamra
a PR
will cling
person.
on to anything. Well, I mean, I feel like she is on social media a lot and sees a lot of what people are saying about Katie that they feel like she was ganged up on. And I think Tamra can read the room a lot of times.
Yeah.
And it really sometimes excuses some of her behavior if she aligns herself with who is potentially up and coming in terms of other people's eyes. Well, I did want to get your thoughts. This isn't in the show, but what did you think about John Jansen and Alexis Bellino making their unholy union official in the eyes of the Lord?
Let me tell you something. I want to get married one day. And I'm so jealous of everyone who's been able to get married like 3 times. I'd like to just get married once. So that's how I feel about it. I'm like, congratulations on your 3rd wedding. I would just like 1 wedding, please, God. But honestly, like, God bless them. I don't want to see a show. I don't want to see them on TV, whatever.
Exactly. That's
just
my thoughts.
Go live in the OC and stay there. Do not go on TV. I better not see them on couples therapy or anything like that, but it's just a matter of time.
I'm scared that we are because I do know she has a publicist. I know she has a PR person. Yeah. And if you are looking to do happily ever after, you don't usually have a PR person. Yeah. And it's the same PR person that now represents Galena from the McBee dynasty. And she was at the wedding. Tamra was at the wedding as well. And I just kept thinking over the weekend of like, I just hope Shannon Bedore is staying off social media.
Well, I hope she's not. I hope she sees everything because I want these ladies. That's why I get mad at OC, and that's why I can't watch it because I get too emotional. And because I look at people like Shannon and Jen, and it's like, you guys are gonna write Katie off, but you can still F with Tamra. That's what I don't understand. If I was Shannon, especially after Tamra just went to the wedding of Jesus Jugs and John Jansen, I would never speak to Tamra again. I will walk past her like she's nothing, or I would look her in her beady, ugly eyes and say, I hate your guts. You're ugly. You're stupid. Your kids don't talk to you.
Why, in what reality, if this is a reality show, in what reality would you ever, if you were Shannon Bedore, ever associate with Tamra Judge again? What reality would that be at?
It's a weird Bravo reality where, again, and I'm sorry, I don't want to make this racial, but it does seem sometimes like I mean, look how people are going in for this new Taylor Swift album. I mean, white ladies are really loyal to each other. And I'm like, I'm looking at my black girls like, yo, we got to get white girl loyal. Because we are not, in my community, we're not at all. It takes nothing.
Wait, in your community, you're fair weather fans?
No. In my community of like, I know for me, like, I love my friends, but for me, if I've never had anybody treat me the way Tamra treats people. I've never had that. And I just know I would not do well with that, but I'm a very unforgiving person. I'm like, fool me once, goodbye forever.
Would you confront somebody like Tamra, or are you the kind of person that just like, you screwed me over, I'm done, we're never talking again?
In real life, yes, I would be like, I'm just never going to talk to you again. And if I do talk to you, you're not going to want me to talk to you. Because if I do decide to talk to you, it's going to get real ugly real fast for you. Because I know how I can get. I can go low. Like Tamra goes low.
I feel right now this is part of your audition tape for Real Housewives of Orange County. I feel like this could potentially be the audition tape because right now I'm already getting a foil for Tamra. I've got an alliance for Shannon. Like we're you want to get married. Let's see, who knows? Who knows? Who's like Jim Bellino's free now? No, I don't know if he's with somebody, but I mean,
okay. Jim Bellino, he did not want a girl like. Are you kidding? Jim Bellino would hate to be married to a girl like me. That's like, man, you better get in here and change these diapers because I'm going to get my nails done. So if you better change these diapers, I'm out. But you know what's funny, Ryan? At our last chump mixer before things got haywire, I was chit-chatting. I was chit-chatting with Kelly Dodd and asking her, do you think I'd be a good daughter-in-law for Vicki Gunvalson? Because Vicki's son, Michael, is really cute.
Get this, you guys. LaKendra had it in her head that Vicki's son, Michael, might be a good match for her. And immediately when I didn't even have to sit with that, I was like, that's a horrible idea. But you then take it the next step, and you were talking to Kelly Dodd and Rick Leventhal, who was at this chump mixer. And by the way, I left at like 9:30. Like, I think things went really south after, like, because you guys were there till like 11:30. And I heard things had went a little south. I was on Jeff's the next day, and so I was getting like the after effects of that. But what in your mind? Do you just see a cute guy and you're like, I should date him? Like, Vicki Gunvalson would be your mother-in-law. I love Vicki, but come on.
I see a cute guy and I think I should marry you. Like, that's what goes on in my head. I'm like, skip the dates. Let's get
No. We've got to take it back to no. We've got to get baby steps. We've got to get that out of your head. No, man, just a nice person that you get along with. That's what you got to start with. Nice.
Okay, just start, get along. Okay, so then
I think so.
I think Vicki would be a good mother-in-law because she was such a good grandmother. And honestly, if you want to see a reality show, my mom and Vicki Gunvalson as dueling grandmothers, are you kidding me? That would be the best show in the history of any show. My Mom versus Charlene Tooks versus Vicky Gunvalson.
I mean, Vicky Gunvalson as a grandmother, like those boys are very lucky to have Vicky as a like, I have no doubt in my mind she's a helicopter grandmother, and you need that. You would need that kind of energy, I would imagine. Yes. And it's only going to get probably problematic when they're older. That's the only time it'll get weird.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so season 20 is coming up on OC, and Tamra was on Jeff's show. Tamra's kind of been all around the world, and she's like doing fan casting for a show that she doesn't executive produce. And I think she was saying stuff like, Shannon doesn't need to be there. Like, in your mind, what would bring you back to the OC, or who would be your dream season 20 OC cast?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not quite sure who to add, but I can tell you who to subtract. Gina, Emily out.
Really? And, Jeff does the same thing. He's like, and for me, and I know you didn't watch, you've dipped out a couple episodes ago, but like Emily and Gina are lightly trying to stand up to Tamra. They've finally found their voices after like 7 seasons. But at this point, they've almost been successful at staying on the show because the show is so confused on what it is at this point.
Right.
And so they're like, well, they're reliable. They're this, they're that. And I don't know. When I heard Jeff say that and you say that, then I questioned in my mind, will they be cut loose on season 20?
I love that you just used the word reliable. Like a Ford is reliable. A Dodge.
Exactly. You need sometimes placeholders. You need placeholders.
However, this is the Real Housewives. I don't want to see any Fords. I don't want to see any Dodges. I want to see people that are doing really, really well. I like to see an aspirational lifestyle. And I feel like we've gotten away from that a little bit. I know that some people like the relatable people. I don't like that. I like them to be rich. I like them to be a little delusional, out of touch. I want them to be beautiful. I want them to have a fabulous wardrobe. I don't mind if they've maybe had a little plastic surgery. I don't mind that.
Yeah, but the aspirational thing, I've found that is an illusion because of Housewives. Like, Erica Jane came in with extreme wealth, and we saw how her story ended. Is that wasn't her real story? Or even
that wasn't real.
Stephanie on Real Housewives of Miami, a fantastic first season housewife.
Yeah, she
did
good.
But at the same time, I like her because I know in the second season, it's going to get tougher for her. We're going to dig into the finances. We're going to figure out, that do you really have jet money? Like, are you going to be like, because the show will usually suss that stuff out. I don't know. I just think OC is a very confused franchise, but they're not going to reinvent the wheel on season 20. So my thought is, do you just go and do an all-star season? Do you leave it as is? What do you do with it? Does Katie survive into season 20?
No, unfortunately, Katie, love you, girl, but she's going to just have to go back to the Golf Channel. If I was her, I would just go back to the Golf Channel. Like, just go back and just go back to just, because I don't think she's like iconic enough. I'm sorry. I just like, actually.
Well, what makes her iconic is this situation. This situation was almost a gift because it makes people curious about her. And she's not even been in a handful of episodes, and people are missing her. So this has been a great gift to her in a sense that all of this kerfluffle happened. And I think it's given her more heat than she would have had if she had stayed on the show for all of these missed episodes.
Yeah, but what I wonder about, like, why people are so interested in Katie now, I don't know if it's like because of Katie or because of what happened to her and because they feel bad about what happened to her. So I kind of feel like she's a little bit of like a victim a little bit right now. So I don't really think that's like iconic. Like, when I think about like her being on last season and this season, I'm thinking back, like, what super memorable moments happened with her that would make me think like, oh yes, Katie is that girl. I can't really, I remember the paparazzi thing a little bit, but even that was just like, girl,
If Katie really started telling the truth and been like, yeah, Gretchen did flip and say that Tamra drugged her, that would be like, okay, now you're playing the game. Yeah. Like this, like, you did tell Kiki. Whatever you want to think about Kiki, you did tell her. Yeah. Admit it. That's fine. Like, listen, we were gossiping. That's what we do. All of these ladies have gossiped, including Tamra, I feel like us pretending that there's some sort of housewives rules, unspoken or not, it doesn't hold a lot of water for me. And I think it's all dependent on how this reunion goes. Folks, if you listen to this show, you know that I am obsessed with Me Undies. I now have like 5 pairs, and they are my favorite underwear I own. So, you know when that feeling when the air gets crisp, the leaves start to turn and you're finally wearing those oversized sweaters again? Fall is the vibe. But you know what makes it even better? Knowing you've got MeUndies on underneath. Their micromodal fabric is like a warm hug, lightweight, breathable, and perfect for layering season. Now, get this. This is a real treat. MeUndies has just dropped their Halloween collection, and I am obsessed. I've got my eye on the men's long boxer brief with fly because it's glow in the dark and it has like these spooky ghosts all over them. And I was like, yeah, I will celebrate Halloween with MeUndies on. There's a style for everyone, though. And MeUndies has a cut for every butt with over 20 different styles in 100 different colors and prints. There is unmatched comfort with MeUndies, and it's responsibly sourced. They use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers. They have a problem-free philosophy. Not happy with your first pair of undies? It is on MeUndies. With more than 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 five-star reviews, MeUndies are an essential summer must-have for every drawer. So, right now, as a listener of So Bad It's Good, you can get cozy and spooky for less with deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/SoBad and enter promo code SOBAD. That's MeUndies.com/SoBad, promo code SOBAD for up to 50% off. MeUndies, comfort that's made for fall. This show is sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Now, when we're looking at therapy, we turn to a lot of places. We turn to our friends. We turn to the group chat. We turn to the local barista. We even sometimes turn to podcasters. Yeah, it's very sad. Even ChatGPT. But we don't need to do this. I mean, they're fun to talk to about everyday topics. But when you're looking for help about relationships, anxiety, depression, or any other clinical issue, they might not have all the right answers, and instead, I really suggest getting guidance from a credentialed therapist online with BetterHelp. Now, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. Now, BetterHelp does this initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and your preferences, and their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. But if you are not happy with your match, you can switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations. This is completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to, and you can switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. You don't have to drive anywhere. You can do this in the comfort of your own home. And with over 30,000 therapists, this is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. So find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners, So Bad It's Good listeners, get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/SoBad. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/SoBad. Folks, I use Mint Mobile, and you should be using it too. So if you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. Here's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. Guys, it's amazing, it's inexpensive, and it is the best coverage. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited, that's right, unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring along your phone number, along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and those jaw-dropping monthly bills, the overages, the hidden fees. Plans, like I said, start at $15 a month. So, are you ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/sobad. That's mintmobile.com/sobad. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
I'm excited for the reunion. When is the season finale going to air? Because I think I'm going to get myself caught up, and then I might start covering it again for the part 1 of the reunion. Because sometimes I do that when I'm like, I don't really, if I'm not feeling the season, I'll just skip ahead to the reunion.
The reunion will catch you up, and sometimes it's a good commercial for what you missed, and you might go back and dig in.
Right.
So I think that is, to your point, I mean, if Katie comes in, I don't want a Monica Garcia performance from her, where I thought Monica dropped the ball on her Salt Lake City reunion when, she brought the burn book, but then really didn't do anything with it. I'm like, this is your time to shine. And she didn't stick any sort of landing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Actually, if I was Katie, I would be watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and taking notes, because she's going to have to come in with some Salt Lake City energy at that reunion. She's going to have to come in looking better than ever. Hair, outfit, everything better than ever. I wouldn't, not a burn book, but if she can come up with some good props, again, that's why I say study Salt Lake City. If she can get a scroll, if she can get
a Lisa Barlow printout, poster board, that would be amazing.
Katie, go to Kinko's right now, girl, and have all your stuff printed out, have your receipts, proof, timeline screenshots, have it ready at that reunion. So if somebody says something, you can just come right back. Because again, I've said this on my podcast, I believe Katie and Matt on this whole situation. Because it's like the last episode I saw, Matt was saying, what, do you think I'm just shooting the shit with Slade? And it's like, no, you're not. So if Slade's calling Matt a lot, to me, I'm looking at the other girls why are y'all ignoring that? And also, why are y'all... Exactly. And it's why are y'all ignoring that? Gretchen is not a good person. I'm sorry. I feel like she's really trying to fool us all with all this Christian stuff. But
and listen, you're you believe in the Lord, and this last episode, they were, they do family prayer in front of the cameras. And whatever brings you to the Lord. But there is this, there is this odor of desperation when I watch Gretchen and Slade, where they are trying to be nice and godly, but at the same time, they can't help but try to pull out big moves because they really want another season. Or that's how I read it as an audience member.
Oh, definitely. Slade wants to get back on TV more than anything. He would do anything to get back on TV. And you're right. I can imagine. I didn't watch the most recent episode, but I can imagine them really performing, really giving it to us with the child. Isn't the child in the scene?
Yeah.
They've got the child now too. They're doing all this. Let's not forget, was Slade a deadbeat dad? I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. But we still don't this is what I hate sometimes about Housewives. These accusations get brought out and how dare you, Tamara, for talking about it on your podcast. But then we don't answer the accusations.
Yeah.
So tell me how it's false. Tell me how this was all fake news. Tell me that. You can't just be it hurt and you were wrong. No.
And now we're going to have a family prayer. Because, I know the Lord forgives, but I know that the Lord would be hey, why are you being a deadbeat dad? You know what I mean? I feel like to me, when I look back at Slade, I don't see somebody who I think is this man of God who's leading his household. He hasn't even married Gretchen.
Well, they're still living in Jeff's house. The older gentleman that passed away from
Oh my God, I thought you meant Jeff Lewis. I was
No. No, so they're still, that's their not marital home is the place that was Jeff's house.
Mr. Jeff, may he rest in peace. That's his house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Slade Smiley, you are so lame. How are you living in your girl's dead ex's house? That is so lame. I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I'd be baby, we got to get up out this house. We got to go find something else. That's why they need
another season, man. When Bravo comes calling, this is what. So it'll be very interesting to see how, and what I've speculated, and is that also Gretchen in some of her anti-trans posting and certain other topics will be a topic of conversation by the end of the season. And I think that is why in an episode, I don't know if you saw this, we focused on Heather and her children. Mm-hmm. And how, and by the way, even Jesus Jugs, Alexis Bellino has a trans child.
I thought you were about to say even Jesus has a trans child.
No, but I think that'll be interesting to hear Gretchen answer for some of her social media behavior.
Yes.
Which, by the way, did you hear the rumor that God is hosting the OC reunion? That Andy?
God?
God. God was like, I got to get in here. I'm going to ask the tough questions, and we're going to get into this.
Let me tell you something. Lord, invite me too, because I would want to be there to be like, God, ask this next. Like, please do. Because
can you imagine the cast picture with like God and the OC, like, Jesus and the OC out, like just like posing for the Andy Cohen photo?
Yeah.
Okay, so OC is a mess. And the thing is, we've talked about it already for 20 minutes. And it provides interesting conversation, but not because of the show itself. Mm-hmm. It's almost because of where it's making mistakes and how it's not cohesive. Yeah. And then you go over to a show like Real Housewives of Miami, which I think had a bang up first part of their reunion, which led to the Julia and Adriana kiss revelation or hooking up revelation in the Hamptons. What did you think of this?
Let me tell you, man. First of all, I love Miami. I love Miami. I was shocked. And I know some people are like, because, Julia flirts with people. And
there's a lot of rumors that she makes out with people on the show.
So I just have questions. That's why I wanted to host the Miami reunion. I was like, Andy, you need to let me host this Miami reunion because I need to really get down to some stuff. Because here's what I want to know. What do you mean slept together? Who did what? Was it Barbie scissor kicks? Was there some cunning linguistics?
No, did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer for part 2? Is that Lisa Hochstein literally goes, was it scissoring? And she does this motion.
And Adriana says no, but then I'm like, is Adriana lying? Like, I don't know. Because, listen, I've been on many a girls' trip, and me and my girlfriends, we will sleep in the bed together and we cuddle. But let me tell you something. There is no way any of my girlfriends are going to be like, we slept together.
Okay, but also, I a little bit that if you're, can you hear me?
Yes, okay, you froze for a second, but there we go.
I think there's a fallacy also with lesbians. It's like they're not just straight up scissoring all the time. There's all of these different things. Like the scissoring thing, it's like,
what do lesbians do?
It's a porn thing, Like, are you like, so I feel like I would love to know who made the first move.
I want to know everything.
What was the story? Yeah, I want to know all of that. That was very exciting.
I really want part 2 of this reunion. If the part 2 of the reunion doesn't begin with Andy saying, now, tell me every single detail of what took place when you and Adriana hooked up. If it doesn't begin that way, Andy, you failed. Because let me tell you,
I'll do you one better. I want a saxophone player to come out and play while they tell the story. Like,
well, Adriana came over.
Yeah.
Adriana was looking really sexy that night. And so I decided to go over and kiss her.
Yeah, like I want to know what happened. She does reveal Martina and her were not in a good place, but what does that mean specifically?
What does that mean? And does Martina know?
She has to at this point, but are they in a pseudo-open relationship? How does this affect the 2 children they adopted? And you can't fault Julia's children for being weird about this whole situation. First off, their mom's on TV, and now they adopted these kids, and they didn't really tell their actual kids that they've had for a long time about it.
Let me tell you something. Part 4 of that reunion, I want a bonus episode where we have Julia's daughters. I want Alexia's sister that she's estranged from. I want Stephanie's twin sisters that she's estranged from. I want, I don't want Lenny. I want Jody's ex-wife. Precious Moments Eyes Jody. I want his ex-wife. I want all
Precious Moments.
I want all of the estranged people to come, and I want to hear their sides of the story. I really want to know, because I feel really bad for the children that Martina and Julia have adopted, because I don't know. I think adoption is beautiful and amazing. And if you're rich and can afford to give a child a better life.
Surrogacy is amazing. I have surrogacy, which was brought up on this past reunion. I think that's a no-brainer for me that I can't believe people have problems with.
I'm looking at Martina and Julia like Julia, how can you co-sign some of the stuff that Martina does? Like, Martina does a lot of anti-trans stuff, like, for no dang reason. Like,
yeah, I mean,
why?
imagine being one of the top tennis players in the world and you're like, well, I'm going to tell you about how to live your life.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, tell me how to serve a ball. Like, tell me like what you did in your like you as an athlete. I have no need for how you want people to live their lives.
Exactly. Show me how to hold a racket. Instead of causing all this racket, show me how to hold the racket, Martina.
Oh, you just mentioned Jody, Lisa Hochstein's boyfriend. I noticed last week he talks through his teeth. He's like, I think that's a great idea, Lisa. Like he closes his teeth. He doesn't, if you look, his teeth they don't open very much.
His face is tight. And I don't know why his face is tight. I mean, I don't know if and his face is really smooth too.
Because I might be 70 years old. That might be all like Botox.
I think he might be sleeping in a vat of formaldehyde every night. And that's why his eyes are big. He's got those precious moments eyes. And he just comes out looking like an adult child. And
it's in the it's in the OC. No, it's in the AC room.
Yeah, the AC room.
Yeah.
He sleeps with that AC up high.
We had breaking news in terms of Miami a couple of hours ago. TMZ reports Real Housewives of Miami star Todd Neapola sues NBC Bravo for defamation. So Todd is Alexia's ex-husband, and he has now decided to take Bravo and NBC Universal to court, claiming the network straight up lied about his finances to juice up storylines around his ex-wife Alexia for season 6 and 7. TMZ obtained the lawsuit. Todd, who claims he's worth $100 million, is saying he's never bounced a check, never missed a payment, and never had any financial struggle, while Miami painted him as broke and struggling just to make it more juicy for the viewers. The suit calls out multiple episodes in which castmate Adriana Demora supposedly spread false claims, from saying Todd's business was tanking to suggesting he might have to break his lease and downgrade his apartment. Todd's side points out he even bought more than $115 million in real estate during filming, financed through legit bank loans. No shady business here. So this is what's being reported. What do you think about this?
I think if you really had $150 million or whatever, you would not give a ding dang dong what's happening on the Real Housewives of Miami.
I'd go
a grown man.
I would go a step further and say you wouldn't want to participate at all. You want to keep your name out of the news because it does not matter at this point.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
And I'm looking, he is so corny. And let me tell you something, Ryan. You know, I have a friend of a friend, and she used to date Todd.
What?
Yes. I have a friend of a friend who used to date Todd. And okay, so I don't really know Todd. I only know a little bit of what she has said about him.
So this is all allegedly, just to protect ourselves here.
Yeah, allegedly. But I just think Todd is so corny. I will never forgive him for that 9.5 minute long video that he sent to Dr. Nicole's man. He loves being on the internet.
He did another video a couple months ago where during the airing of this season where, like, give this man a podcast. This guy loves to orate, and he's always like, I'm a straight shooter. Let me tell you something. Those kids are always going to be my kid. Like, you're like, dude, I'm so confused. But also, should Todd be expecting a call from Bethany Frankel with the reality reckoning?
Oh my gosh, that would actually be hilarious. If we get a TikTok of Bethany and Todd, because you know Bethany lives in Florida now, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, Bethany and Todd, link up. Actually, I would be here for that.
I would be, well, but it's just so funny. The reality reckoning now is a couple of years old. And like, what happened to it?
It was a flop.
Like, what happened? Like, did Bethany, like, pivot to more, like, tuna salad eating videos? Like, what happened? Because she was all, like, she got, like, Raquel Leviss on board. At one point, Brandi Glanville might have been on board. She was, like,
even
really
my
collecting.
Girl Nene.
Yeah, Nene was, like, she was collecting troops to go against Bravo. And then you just don't hear about it anymore at all. What happened?
You know how Lisa Barlow has those 7 lawyers on retainer?
Yeah.
So does Bravo. Like, Bravo is ready. Like, Bravo's like, come at me, bro. Bravo is ready. Bravo is going to be in that courtroom with a Lisa Barlow-sized poster that says, dismissed. Todd Nicola, dismissed. Bethany Frankel, dismissed. Reality Reckoning, dismissed. Everybody's dismissed. Because it's not Bravo's fault that Adriana said whatever she said. And to be honest, Todd, I forgot what Adriana even really said about Todd. Like,
yeah.
if you like,
but you know many things Adriana says. Like, I don't even like. I'm just like, it's a show. I
it's a
enjoy,
show, Todd.
like it's just I like Todd.
And
That's
if
what
you
you signed
care
up
that
for.
And if you care that much, listen, men, if you don't want to be on camera, don't date a girl who is a real housewife or who listen, like me, like I'm not a real housewife yet, but I do have, I want to be, I'm in the entertainment world. So if I was dating a guy and he's like, I'm super private, I'd be like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very private, So
yeah.
if he's like that, why would you go and date this public figure anyway? He did it because he wanted to be famous too. But then what he realized quickly is that he is not like a cool, funny guy that we want. Like, a celebrity is somebody that should be celebrated. He's not somebody that we want to celebrate. He is corny and he's a narcissist. So we all saw that. We didn't need Adriana to tell us that. We didn't need anybody to tell us anything.
If we just went by Todd's scenes alone and his own social media activity, I don't even, like, to your point, I don't even remember what Adriana said about him. Yeah. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think everybody said something about him, including Alexia's sons. Yes. So I don't know but it is funny how these men try to overshadow the women on these shows. They're like, you know what? You want to see what a real housewife looks like? Me, a man, I'm a real housewife. Because they try to throw down drama. Slade Smiley. We got Slade Smiley. We got Todd. We got Jax Taylor. We have so many Bravo men.
Wow. You know what? We should get together all the cornballs of Bravo, all the corny wannabe celebrity men, and make them do like a MTV's The Challenge or something like that.
Like a Survivor type thing. And only one of these toxic men get to go back on their respective series.
Only one of these toxic men will survive. The rest will all be killed.
It's the worst sequel to Lord of the Flies ever. Like Slade's got the conch. Yeah. But regardless of the men, Real Housewives of Miami, I thought had a fantastic season. Yeah. I'm really excited for the last two parts of this reunion. And it doesn't surprise me that Adriana and what's her name made out. It doesn't Julia. It doesn't surprise me, but it just surprised me in how it was brought up. Like, I was like, man, she dropped it at that moment, and you could tell Andy didn't expect it either.
Nobody saw that one coming. Not even me. Not even Adriana. Adriana's like, girl, because that's what I need to know too. Because see, Ryan, you keep saying that they made out. Was it a makeout or was it more than a makeout?
No, it was probably more than a makeout. But then this is where I'm going to get like negative comments. But then, is this just what all women do and just men were not privy to it? Like, there's a secret garden for all like women friends, and that's just part of it. Like fried green tomatoes, like a league of their own. Like, is there like a private? This is what happens.
Let me tell you. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
This is not what happens. Okay, I hang out with my girlfriends all the time. We see each other naked. We do everything. I have never looked at one of my friends and been like, oh my God, I gotta have you right now. Like, I've just never. Can you even imagine? Like,
no, I mean, I'm half joking, but it is funny because it's just like they paint it as like, I'll be very excited to see how Adriana paints it. If it's like, it was natural. It was, that's just what people do.
Yeah. And I just want to know, were things inserted? If so, what? Yes.
Oh my God. If there was like a bag of tricks with them, that would be.
I want to know everything. God. And then I would say, and guess what? We got Martina on the line. We got Martina via Skype. Martina, what do you think? And then Julia's daughters as well. Like, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they handle this, because I believe I'm really banking on this was a real revelation and they're not prepared for it. Yeah. So it'll be great to see how Andy handles this off the cuff. In reality, I would love to know if they broke at that point. Like, how long was the break? Did producers go into a room with Andy Cohen of like, how are we going to handle this? I would love to know things like that.
Yeah, because we've never had a housewife on housewife hookup, not to my knowledge.
Well, I mean, there was rumored, remember, about Denise Richards and Brandi
Glanville. What did you think about that?
Well, I thought there was a possibility that happened, but Denise, said no. But I think Denise, was in a very toxic relationship herself and was very scared of her ex-husband, Aaron Pfeiffer's. And, they're going through court drama right now.
They
and
are.
Seems like a horrible,
You're
horrible
right,
person.
Ryan.
So I think there was this hiding thing, but also Denise Richards was with Charlie Sheen, one of the most sexually active people in Hollywood by some accounts.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to, I don't know.
I got to tell you, if I was friends with Denise Richards, I might try to hook up with her. She is so beautiful to me. Like, I feel like if I was friends with Denise, I'll be like, I'm not gay, but maybe I am a little, because I just
now
think
this is where I feel like you're auditioning for Housewives again. Like you really are trying to get on the show. No, I don't know. Well, also I wanted to ask you about Miami. So Gertie was focused on a little bit in the first half of the reunion, and then I think they dropped her storyline on the second half. And I really do worry that Gertie is not going to get asked back for another season. And I'm really curious about why nobody seems to take Gertie seriously in that group of ladies,
I found on part 1 of the reunion, I love that there was some of this unseen footage. First of all, the unseen footage of Julia being violent and crazy.
She's a maniac. She broke a chair.
She is bananas. And also, I'm like, why have we never seen this before?
Exactly.
What the hell?
That's good footage. That is great footage.
And especially at seeing what we see now, like the way she treated Gertie this season, and let me tell you about Gertie, because I had to talk about her on my podcast and I felt so bad. I really wanted to have that white girl loyalty with Gertie, but I just couldn't because I felt like she did a terrible job in the reunion. Because I feel like all she had to do
came off a little, what is the word?
She does talk too much. I'm sorry, Gertie. I love you. And I talk too much. But let me tell you something. Now, when I get on Housewives, I'm going to come into the reunion ready. You got to be concise. We got stuff to do. And I got to tell you this too, Ryan. I feel like I can tell when Andy is not a fan of a housewife.
Exactly.
And I don't think
he's like
Andy
this with Jennifer Aiden as well. Jennifer Aiden, I get the same vibe. But it was weird. I got to a point where I felt like Andy was
annoyed.
And then he pivoted.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I got that sense, and I got the rest of the women were as well. And Gertie had more to say because even Adriana going into break said, "Why didn't you mention the cruise ship? Why didn't you mention this?" And she's like, "I've got it, Adriana, I've got it."
No, you don't.
So I'm very curious if any Gertie storylines are picked back up in episodes 2 or 3 of the reunion.
Yeah. And, I was actually just thinking about this because I love her so much and I don't want to see her get iced out. Oh, I also thought I feel like they're icing her out because of her friendship with Dr. Nicole, which I'm like, damn, Alexia and Marisol, y'all hate Dr. Nicole that much? Like
Alexia and Marisol, they're gangster. Marisol really does pull. She's a puppet master a little bit. That's what
she is.
She really is an operator, and at the same time, she gets slighted somewhat by the show each season because they keep her as a friend of, even though she's on every episode.
Right. That's what I was thinking about that too, Ryan. Adriana and Marisol, they're only friends of, but it's like usually the friend of isn't sitting out there for the whole reunion. Usually the friend
Adriana giving us more storyline than some people that are series regulars.
Yep. So, I don't know why they do it the way they do it. Maybe it's like a pay, like a finance thing. Maybe it's like, oh, if you're main cast, we have to pay you this much. But if you're a friend of, we can get away with only paying you this much. Which if I was Adriana and Marisol, I would be like, look, I am doing full-time work. I deserve to be full-time. I deserve to get paid for full-time. I'm full-time. I deserve a tagline. I'd love to see Adriana and Marisol with the tagline next year. And
Their tagline should just be, they finally gave me a tagline. Yeah. That should be the tagline.
And then Adriana will just be like, me too.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah. Wait, no, hers should be like, I don't scissor anyone, but I do cut.
That's a good one.
I do cut like a knife or something.
I cut. I don't scissor, but I do cut.
There we go. So I don't know, but Miami to me, firing on all cylinders, it's enough. Like it is so much better to me than OC, and I really enjoy it. What's that?
I was going to say one of the other things I love about Miami, I think all of the ladies, I love their fashion. That's one of the things for me as a girl. I love seeing that on my Housewives, and that's again where Emily and Gina fail. Like I want to see you in fabulous outfits. I want to see your outfit and I want to feel like, oh my God, let me go find the Shein version,
How dare you? Gina just talked about she was wearing like a Gap sweater a couple episodes ago and she pointed out it was from the Gap.
That was Old Navy. That was Old Navy.
No, it's well, to your point. Like I sometimes am fashion blind with everything, myself included. But on the shows, I don't really, and that's a huge part of the show that I have a huge blind spot. But I will say, what I do see is color, and I see so much color. There's a
Yes.
vibrancy about the aesthetic of Miami that just makes me happy. Like so. There's something about seeing color on like an HD TV where you're like, this is really bright. I like this. Is cheering me up. Okay, moving on to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which we have a new episode airing tonight. I can't wait. What are your thoughts so far?
Oh my God, the Salt Lake City girls. They make me want to be a Mormon. I'm like, I am moving to Utah. I am joining a polygamous cult. Like
I think we said that last time. Like I want to walk the streets of Salt. It makes me want to visit Salt Lake City.
Yes, it really does. I want to go to Mary's church. I want to go to Meredith Mark's store, and I want to go to Heather's house.
I want to get botched Botox at Beauty Lab and Laser.
Yes, I do. I want to get my lips done, and then I'm going to pull a Monica Garcia and not pay for it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get myself a little scandal going in every franchise and see which one picks me up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roam the country. This is my petition to get myself on some franchise of Housewives. But I'm loving Salt Lake City. Again, the fashion. I love the way the Salt Lake City girls dress because I used to live in New York and it's very cold and I felt like I could never get my winter fashion right. But the Salt Lake City ladies, they always look so fabulous. Like, all these lawsuits about Lisa. I mean, I love Lisa Barlow. I know she's a polarizing character. I know some people don't like her. I love her. I think she's a really good housewife. I think she's really good at it.
You need that person that is a wackadoodle. You need that person that is so out there and can be really cutting, but not really great with their words at the same time, which gives us iconic lines like gout dick sucker and like you're a pig. And, she can't compete with like coherent sentences like Bronwyn can. But that's why, you need both each other so well. And so when people, a lot of fans don't like Lisa Barlow, and that's hard for me to understand because I'm like, okay, I get it. Yes, from a real angle, you would not want, there would be so much to be desired. But from a Housewives angle, yeah, man, like I love her.
Yeah, she does an excellent job. Like whoever found her, good job. Because I think she's an excellent housewife. I don't know what she does for a living. Do you know what she does for a living?
You know what? I mean, there's a lot. She does huge parties for celebrities, and she does Vita Tequila, and her sons have the Fresh Wolf. I don't know if Fresh Wolf is still a company. It was a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
But she has her hands in a lot of different things, but it seems like she has her hands in a lot of bad things as well. And those keep getting brought up onto the show, but she doesn't really have clear answers except she's so fabulous, and when you're fabulous, you get sued.
I do big things. Listen, Ryan, I don't know what you guys...
She has a different life than all those other ladies on the show.
Listen, Ryan, I have a very different life than you, okay? I don't know what you guys do over at So Bad It's Good, but at Tooks Takes, we do big things, okay? We just do... I live a very different life,
If I could have 10% of Lisa's confidence, if I could just have 10%, I would take on the world. Like,
I know.
The fact that she was so proud at her party, the dismissed party. She was so proud of these things that she had printed up. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And even all of the ladies were like, this is a little crazy. This is a little ridiculous.
Crazy. I'm excited to watch tonight's episode because I saw some clips and it looks like Angie, I love Angie K too. Angie K is she's really good. She's a really good housewife. Really, really good. I would say all the ladies on Salt Lake City are really good. I think that's one of the few casts where I don't think we need to add or subtract. Like, honestly, I feel like keep this show on A forever, please God, and keep these ladies. I want to see them become Golden Girls. Like, I want to see them turn 100 and still be on Real Housewives.
Well, please. Like, listen, even like Heather annoys the crap out of me, but that's part of Housewives. You got to have a character that annoys you. You're not doing it right if you don't have that. Like Heather being wishy-washy and being so like always picking the wrong side, to me is a fascinating character quirk that even though I'm annoyed while watching it, I realize that's part of the overall experience. That's part of the thrill ride of Salt Lake. And I do wonder sometimes if Heather is ever going to... I want to know who actually Heather is because she looks complete the first season to now. Who is she?
Excellent question that I too would like an answer to. Heather, who are you? I feel like, because I'm like, Heather, I get it because her kids were still at home. I actually, on episode 1, when she was saying, my youngest is leaving the nest and I'm excited about it, I was actually like, you go, girl, because we've seen Kyle Richards, we've seen Kyle cry over all her children. And it's like, girl, they're 18. They got to leave the house. Like, to my mama did not cry when I left. My mama was like, please don't let the doorknob hit you on the way out. She's like, I did my job, get out. And I really appreciate Heather being like, you know what? I've been a single mom. I've been in the trenches with these kids. My youngest is leaving and I'm going to get to love my life and enjoy my life. I want to see her go on dates. I want to see Heather
that's it. I will be okay with all of this bitching and moaning about getting the kids out if we actually see, like, if Heather builds like a fuck pad at her place, and then I'm like, hell
yeah. Dungeon.
Like, well, I do, yeah, because Erica Jane used to pull that thing all the time on Beverly Hills of like, I'm having so much sex. And we never saw a guy around her at all. I want to see, that's why I said, I would be so down to see Heather Gay on Love Hotel. I want to see what that looks like. With a bunch of men, I want to see how she acts in that situation. I would love to see that.
Actually, Ryan, Alex Baskin, are you listening? Does he do Love Hotel?
I don't think Alex does Love Hotel. But I mean, did you
That's
hear
a great idea.
on Jeff's show today, Countess Luann was on, and Countess Luann was kind of inferring that Sonia Morgan might be on the second season of Love Hotel.
Okay. I love Sonia so much. Sonia's one of my favorite housewives of all time. If she does get on Love Hotel, I really want her to like control her drinking and be smart about this, because I want to see Sonia with a great guy. Like I want to see Heather with a great guy. But first, I want to see Heather dating. I would love to see Sonia get married to another Morgan type. I would love to see her just get like, if not the Morgan, to a Rothschild. I would love to see her get like another old wealthy husband. I'd love that for her.
That would be wild if Sonia winds up with like Elon Musk or somebody.
Oh my God, I would hate that for her. But
and then Elon Musk comes on to the Housewives at some point. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Elon. That's not his accent, you guys.
I know. I'm like, who is
Yeah, don't worry. I can only do like 5 voices. It's fine.
But I mean, no, Sonia would be great on Love Hotel. But I also feel like Sonia has game. And I don't know if Heather has game. Like in past seasons.
But see, that's fascinating to watch. Like even Shannon Bedore not having game is interesting to watch. But do you remember the first season of Salt Lake when Jen Shaw threw a party at her place and she picked up a trick, man? Heather's got more game than I think. I think we treat Heather with these kid gloves. And I think Heather is a dirty freak. I think there's a whole other Heather that she hides and she tries to be like Mormon this, Mormon that. But like she knows her way around the magic stick, I think.
Come on out the temple, baby. Come on out the temple.
I feel like she has an Adriana Julia storyline in there somewhere, Heather Gay.
I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I could actually see full clarification on the black eye with Jen Shaw.
Let me tell you something. I could actually see Heather with a lovely lesbian. I would love that for Heather.
And like, by the way, that's what I keep saying, because I have no hang up about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, be lesbian, be bisexual, be whatever you want to be. Like, I don't give a rip.
I wish I could be a lesbian. Let me tell you something.
I'm not Martina.
Yeah, no, I would be a lesbian. I would get surrogacy and I will have trans friends. You know what I mean? I am not Martina. However, I wish, like, I mean, I'm always a little bit jealous of the girls who can like kind of go in and out, you know, because I can't really do that. And I kind of wish I could, because I feel like I could meet a lovely woman and finally get the marriage that I've been wanting.
I've been really honest, but like I always say I could emotionally fall in love with a man. I just physically, there's never, and I've like thought, you know, like I'll
you don't want
anything.
You don't want to be a gout
want it. It's not about wanting it. It's just about like, there's just not an attraction. There's not a spark in my head that goes off, but it's not like anything that's ever threatening and when people think that I'm gay, I always think that's like the biggest compliment in the world. Okay. And then I was like, well, yeah, check out how I dress. You'll realize I'm not gay. Like that'll really show you. But I have no problems. So Heather, I want more out of, but Bronwyn is a great foil for Lisa. But the thing is, we do know that I think Bronwyn has some skeletons in her closet in regards to financial or legal situations. So it'll be interesting to see how this season progresses, but we're only 5 episodes in and it's already my favorite thing to watch every week.
It's so good. The fact, Ryan, that we got Gout Dick Sucker on episode 2, like, are you kidding me? Do you know how long we would have had to wait on Beverly Hills to get Gout Dick? We wouldn't have gotten it till it would have been some unseen footage at the reunion or something like that.
OC would have been in its 40th season when we would have gotten that out of OC.
Finally, Tamara would be like, "Do you remember 10 years ago when you told us about how someone's a gout dick sucker?"
Yeah,
she would bring it out then.
Gout. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. No, so it's like it really is doing. It's doing the most in the best way. It's ridiculous. It's, we see in the preview, there's going to be a lot of costumes, all of that stuff. Like, so it's ridiculous in a way that like touches my soul. Now, we just had the first episode of Real Housewives of Potomac's 10th season premiere on Sunday. Did you watch it?
Oh, yes, I did. I love Potomac. I love the Potomac girls.
What did you think of last season going into this season?
I mean, it was hard not having Karen at the reunion. I love Karen Huger. And for my housewives that I love, I make excuses for them sometimes, which I know is not healthy. But I think Karen deserved to do some time behind bars. 4 DUIs is a lot. That's too many, y'all.
Yeah,
we can't.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and go, 1 DUI is a lot.
1 DUI is too much. That's too many DUIs. 1 is too many.
Yeah.
Especially when I never understand when rich people get a DUI, because it's like when I get rich, the first thing I'm doing is hiring a driver.
I mean, that's what I always thought when like Lindsay Lohan was having like all those incidents. I was like, God, this was before Uber, but I was like, taxi, like you have taxi money, you got limo money.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, like Karen is, she was missing from the reunion. We know that she went to jail. We know that she's now come home. So, of course, all of that is looming ahead of the season. And I love Karen, and I'm going to miss her. But I thought this first episode was really good. I'm excited to see what the 2 new girls bring. So we have Angel, and we have
Tia. Tia, the British lady.
Yes, Tia. Yeah.
Hello, T's.
Hello, I'm Tia.
Hello.
I'm like,
but we only got to meet her at the tail end of the first episode.
Yeah, and I want to know more about her because she's British, and apparently her family is like Nigerian royalty, and it's like, yes, we need royalty on these shows. Like, I want like one member of royalty in every cast.
Yeah, Countess Luann, we had her.
Yep.
If we have Tia's great, but I mean, the episode, like I was a little worried with Karen gone away, but I love that they started the episode with Karen's release, but we didn't see her. We just heard her on a mic, and then they flash back to 6 months earlier, where they picked back up cameras to have one, a meetup at Giselle's weirdly,
teardown.
Yeah, I mean, how are you so put together and so beautiful in all ways as Giselle, and then have that kind of, it's not even just fashion sense, it's how she decorates her home. It's
she's very tacky. She's just very tacky.
Wild.
And it blows my mind because I'm not a fan of Giselle. I don't really like her. I think she's mean and nasty. However, she is a beautiful girl, and the black girls are going to know what I'm talking about. I think Giselle is just one of those mean, light-skinned, green-eyed black girls who think she's the prettiest, and I think I still to this day, I think she's jealous of Dr. Wendy. I think that Giselle thinks that she should have the type of life that Dr. Wendy has, but instead, Giselle got cheated on by Pastor Holy Whore. I don't think she's over that yet. And she's never, in 10 seasons, I don't think Giselle's really ever like opened up about that. Like, I want, the way that we want more from Heather, I want more from Giselle.
And I think, but see, would you agree, though, that Giselle de facto is kind of the leader of this group at this point?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think that, now let me also say this, because I think 2 things can be true. I can not like somebody, but still think they're great for the show. Like, I don't like Tamara, 100%. But I think Tamara is good for OC. And on Potomac, I don't like Giselle, and I don't like Ashley. I do not like Ashley at all.
You don't like the 2 longest running members of Potomac. And by the way, I was saying second in command this season seems to be Ashley already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and again, I may not like them, but they are both good housewives. They're both very good at their job.
To say I miss Michael? I know we're having the second Bloom party, but I was like, I miss that freak.
You miss Gollum?
Grabbing ass with like the crew and like making
booty grabbing
uncomfortable. Yeah, like I was like, second Bloom. Can Michael be there to celebrate the second Bloom party, please?
Hey, if you're missing Michael, just throw on Lord of the Rings.
My precious, you have cute crew members on Bravo. No, so it was great to start the way they did, but what was well, first off, Giselle is so devious in saying, I can't believe Karen's in prison. I mean, can't they send her to like an old wing for older? And I was like, wow, the way she clocked Karen with a straight face, that Karen is out of prison now, watching that episode going, oh, Giselle.
And her stovepipe neck.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. And it was like she's free to like she'll like, I care. And then she'll say something really cutting about Karen that is really kind of very funny, knowing the relationship they've had.
Right. And you know what? Even though that was so mean, there was a part of me that was like, oh my God, that would be great. I would love for Karen to be in the elderly division of the jail, because I'm like, I don't want Karen to have to be dealing with these young criminals. Like, I could just imagine her being like, no.
Karen's in there with Tom Girardi, doing like cooking up schemes.
In the prison talking about how her marriage is an institution. And they're like, ma'am, we're about to institutionalize you.
Yeah. I'm in all honesty, I want to know how Ray's doing. Like, Ray wasn't there to pick her up. And I'm just like, how is Ray been this like last 6 months? But what is becoming abundantly clear, even in that first scene, is that Stacey is the one to watch. Stacey Rush is what a wild. This is the type of thing like, I don't trust her at all, but my God, I'm glad she's on the show.
Okay. Now, here's my thing, Ryan. I don't get why the girls are going so hard on Stacey. I feel like they all got together. I do believe they do this before the season. I think they get together and say, who are we going to go after? I feel like Giselle and Ashley said, you know what, Stacey's an easy target, because everything that happened last year at the reunion. But to me, I'm like, why do y'all care? If she did, whether she paid TJ or not, whether she's lying about that or not, because I'd lie about that too. I would take that to the grave.
See, I'll push back on that a little bit. First off, I think it's obvious because they hop on something because it's automatic storyline, right? So like right out of the gate, we have something to talk about.
Yes.
But secondly, even if you're on Housewives, there has to be some sort of level of truth, or when you're caught in a lie, the admission of that lie and admission that like we do want to try to be truthful. And if you have a whole ass boyfriend that you have allegedly paid to play a character on the show, that is a huge storyline. And the fact that in most people's circumstances, they would be like, I know, I'm so sorry, I screwed up. But Stacey commits to the bit so hard. She's like trying to divert and like, well, what about this? What about that? And then in this episode, she is now rekindling things with her ex-husband, her German ex-husband. And I think they just are annoyed that she just won't admit it, because I think and I think it's very different than Katie Janela on OC, because Katie Janela, it's a little murkier. I think a lot of the housewives have participated in behavior like Katie has, but I think making up a whole ass boyfriend is only done for some superstars of housewives.
Yeah.
And they really believe that they have proof from TJ and friends of TJ that this was done.
Give me the proof.
I think that's exactly. So I think we are going to go down that road.
Great.
Stacey, but I just don't think I think the audience will rally around Katie more than they will rally around Stacey, because I feel like the audience realizes Stacey's full of shit. Like at the end of the day, she's great to watch, but she's full of shit.
I love her so much.
Wait. I'm saying she's great on the show. I think we have the same.
Yeah, because I didn't like the ladies, how they were going after her so hard, and then they even said she had bad breath. I'm like, no way, Katie, Stacey.
And even the new, even like Angel and Tia, like they're like, it was tart. It was very tart.
I'm like, okay, now I'm worried. Now I'm like, what's going on, Stacey? Why is your breath bad?
Well, Giselle says, that's coming from like the lower stomach. Like what a cutting remark of like, that breath is the kind that comes from the lower stomach. And I was like, oh my God, Giselle.
You know what? Maybe that's why she was able to get the German man. Maybe her breath smells like sauerkraut.
But I like, we end on like, not a to be continued necessarily, but they're all up in each other's, Ashley and and Stacey are in up each other's faces, and Stacey's like, "You're a little imp. You are the devil, Ashley. You are the devil."
Ryan, let me tell you something. I have been calling Ashley a little imp for years. Even back when I hosted Reality Check.
You called her little imp?
I have only ever referred to Ashley as that little imp Ashley. So I'm like, is Stacey...
So do you think Stacey used to listen to Reality Check?
I think Stacey's a member of the Kinsday crew. Yes, I do, baby. Yes, I do. Because, first of all, who says imp? When's the last time you heard anybody say imp?
Well, let me make a suggestion, because Tooks Takes is every Wednesday. You're going to rate and review it 5 stars. But what I suggest is reach out to her and get her for an interview on Tooks Takes. There's no joke there. I'm like being dead serious.
Oh my God, I will reach out to Stacey because I love Stacey. And sometimes when I comment on her stuff, she will comment back. So you know what? Oh my God, you guys. Ryan, you're changing my life.
This is obvious.
This is obvious. I'm going to reach out to Stacey.
I don't feel like I could give a good interview to Stacey but I feel like you could, because you really, I think, have a different perspective on
and you know what I'm going to do?
Which I find would be interesting.
And I'm gonna offer her a couple cocktails. You know, I'm very like Oprah.
People, well, I didn't say drug her. I just said interview her.
Oh, who am I now? Now I'm Tamra and Tamra and her ugly son. But what I do, I am very much like Oprah in that people do feel comfortable opening up to me. Like, I have had so many situations where I just meet people and they will tell me everything that's going on in their lives. And I'm like, whoa. So I do think I could get the truth out of Stacey.
I think so too. I would listen to that episode like nobody's business.
Great. And we'll make sure it's on video because we're both really pretty.
Oh, you have to. Wait, I mean, if there's not video, what are we even doing? I mean,
exactly.
Come on. This has gone way too fast. But we, this obviously will be a regular thing, hopefully. And also, if you're interested in LaKendra's story and you haven't, go back and check out the first time she was on this podcast where we got deep into that as well. So that's a part 1. This is a part 2. And part 3 is Tooks Takes. Like I said, every Wednesday, go subscribe, rate it 5 stars. She talks about all these shows as well. She does it obviously with her panache and flourish, and it is amazing. So go support. Is there anything else that we can support you with right now?
You know what, Ryan? I just want to thank you for having me. And I got a lot. The last time I was on your show, I got a lot of new fans. I got so many lovely DMs. Yay. So honestly,
I got so many people that said, "Oh my God," or people that listened to Jeff and loved it, or people that had never heard of you before and loved you.
Oh, thank you. So honestly, I just want to say thank you to you and to your fans. Thank you all for supporting me. And yeah, like right now, I am working on my podcast a lot, and I am, you know how it is, Ryan, in this business. You know, I'm still auditioning for commercials and writing and doing all that stuff.
Put one on tape over the weekend that was just like a shit show. Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you this. Last week I was on Avail. I talked about this on my podcast. I had a rough week last week. I found out Tuesday morning. Now, this is for anybody listening that's thinking about being an actor. Really think about it, because it is not for the weak. Okay, so Tuesday morning I find out, oh, LaKendra, congratulations, you're on Avail. It's probably between you and one other person.
And by the way, Avail just means they're checking their availability for the actual shoot date, you guys, and it usually means it's between you and another person, or you and 2 people.
So Tuesday morning I find that out. And then I didn't hear anything all week. I'm like, they will let me know either way, right? You know, Friday at 6 p.m., I find out, okay, you've been released.
Oh.
And which, by the way, I am calling SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, because that should be illegal. I'm sorry, that should be illegal.
Just to not do on a Friday night, or just
like if I'm on Avail, to me, the Avail should not be longer than 24 hours.
Yeah, I once changed a vacation for an Avail that I ended up not getting, and that was because they were like, "No, it's yours. It's in the bag." Like they're like, "You're the top choice." And then I was like, "Well, I got to change my vacation," and I changed it, and I didn't get it, and it was so sad. It was so sad.
And once again, that should be illegal, because as actors, it takes a lot to be an actor, to go out there, to put yourself out there, to share your work, your art with the world. Like, I mean, Meryl Streep makes it look easy, but it's not easy. And I think, especially people like us, the up and comers, the people whose stars are on the rise, there needs to be more consideration for us. Because honestly, that can make you really want to like go out there and do something crazy.
What a great way to end the show, folks. Find out what she does on tomorrow's Tooks Takes. LaKendra, we will talk to you very, very soon.
And I gotta say,
so easy.
You're in daddy mode now too. I see it. You are in daddy mode, baby.
Oh, God. Just pray I'm not like Slade Smiley. Shout out.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Ryan. Bye.